here today, and there should be a Pavic roaming around somewhere.
Here, hello.
There he is.
Yes. Big day today. There's, if my calculations are correct, 3 people up for the championship.
Only 2.
Right?
Two.
Ah.
So the first person who is currently in the lead of the championship is Matthias Rasmussen, who is a Haas driver, I believe the first seat Haas driver. And then the second person, or the person who's in second in the championship, is Vlad Rosu, who's the first team driver for. I can't speak. Sorry for
Aston Martin.
Who's and I believe there's a 6-point difference between the both. With Rasmussen on 142 points, and Brad Rosu on 136 points. Brad was on 137, but there was a glitch between a fastest lap there for the point that went back to Rasmussen.
At the moment, chat seems to be voting towards Rasmussen, but there is a 3k vote for someone else, for Vlad, by the looks of it.
Also true. Speaking of both of them, the 2 Hasses are going to be the first 2 to begin their lap. Kiziel being the first one.
Kiziel likes being out first. This whole season, he was always the first car out looking for that clean air on that first lap.
Can have its perks and downs.
Very true. As we get a follow. Thank you very much for the follow there.
Whoever followed, you are much appreciated for doing that.
As Kiziel here is just gone past Latifi corner, where we might see a few people get caught out, possibly.
See, Kiziel is about to start his lap. There he goes. Off he goes now.
And tier 2.
A bit slow into turn 1.
Tier 2 qualifying begins.
This is now official. If you wanna take us through Kiziel's lap, maybe, Luke?
So Kiziel coming through turn 3 now, a common spot where we saw a couple of drivers get caught out in tier 1, spinning, coming into the new profiled left-hander. They got rid of the chicane and brought in a nice sweeping left-hander instead. Then you get onto the long straight, similar to Miami now, and they're going to be driving towards for that tricky chicane where we saw a lot of action happen in the tier 1 race. So it'll be Kiziel who's going to be now looking to take it. You want to take it as tight as you can so you get a good entrance into the second part of the corner and get a nice drive out onto the second DRS straight. There's a slight kink to this one until we get to the next reprofiled corner. They got rid of the chicane here and they turned it into a swooping left-hander.
Yeah, this swooping left-hander can be a bit tricky to nail down as it's not your typical corner.
Very true, but he's coming into the tricky sector 3 now. We know there's a few sneaky little bumps, but it looks like Rasmussen has spun behind. He's moving slowly there.
Oh, Rasmussen has indeed spun. He has to let some of the people through, that being Chappers behind him.
Kiziel though passing Latifi corner with 2 corners left to go. He's going to be setting our benchmark lap, sporting a nice black and gold helmet, and he goes a 1:24.9. So now we're going to look to see if we can catch. Chappers will be next.
Chappers is about to cross the line and he is going to set a faster time than Kiziel.
A second.
Over
and then
a
it's
second.
McWilliams. No, not McWilliams. Monk
no, it was
goes.
Monk. He was second fastest and McWilliams is 4th fastest. But he's gone into the pits.
He set that time in the pits. Fair enough. And it seems like Sanders still now sliding down. Who's put it P5?
A lot of people are about to cross the line. I believe the next one is going to be the Red Bull of Potts.
No, Skowski puts it P2. Skowski's put it P2.
Potts about to cross the line and Potts goes 4th fastest just behind Monk.
And then the next on lap, it looks like it's Rosu now, who's going to be on the long straight.
Let's see, it should be Rosu. Rosu will be looking to out-qualify Rasmussen here. Because the higher he places, the more chances he has of holding Rasmussen off and taking the championship.
Yeah, but it's all to play for now.
It is indeed. Rasmussen still has ample time to improve. So Rosu goes with purple sector 2 there.
Was there some debris on the track that was hard to see? Rosu did go straight over it.
Don't believe there was any for me. Could be Rosu now approaching Latifi corner.
And there's a spinner on the pre-profiled left-hander. Looks like Sanders still in the Ferrari.
Rosu goes past the Latifi corner. He's coming up to the last corner now, just behind the Mercedes.
It's going to be a very competitive time. And he goes P1!
Goes fastest.
Track evolution as well to be thought about. Rosu now really throwing the gauntlet down. Looking Rasmussen dead in the eye like, beat that.
Well, Rasmussen is on his out lap. He's coming up to the beginning of Sector 3 now.
Matthews is on a lap. He's going through Latifi corner now. Matthews will be looking to bring some glory to that Williams colours. Sporting the dark blue. It's not looking like an awful time.
Not a very competitive time, but he does go P7.
P7, he beats his teammate Binder. So the only person now out on the outlap is Rasmussen.
Let's go on board with Rasmussen as he gets ready to begin his lap, now going past Latifi corner.
He's going very slow.
Trying maybe potentially getting some last heat into those tyres.
Could we expect to see Kiziel come out? Ah, and just as I called it, Kiziel might be about to play rear gunner here and give a big toe. And Rasmussen now going to set his lap.
Crosses the line. Rasmussen needs to try, and Kiziel needs to get to the beginning of Sector 2 if the slipstream wants to have an effect.
I think he is there just where he needs to be.
See,
and Kiziel is slowing down. Purple Sector 1.
Profile left-hander. Oh, misses the apex a slight bit, Rasmussen does. But
Kiziel's here to tow him along.
Kiziel does tow Rasmussen along. They both have their DRS open. You can just see he's creeping in on him. That slipstream really coming in handy.
That's going to be making a good few tenths up. Will the Aston Martin parents play the same tactics?
We'll have to see. McWilliams is a newcomer. Maybe they're missing that
link-up play.
Say chemistry, yeah.
But Rasmussen
now, the last time he spun here, can he keep it clean this time? Takes it a bit tight.
A little bit safer. The chance of Daddy safer. Rasmussen in the chat. Bit weird. He's like 15.
Okay, Rasmussen creeping up to Latifi corner now. He goes and he does not do the Latifi. He goes through cleanly. Going
Faster
into the
Sector 2 as well.
Final corner. Now. Can he nail it? Carries in a decent amount of speed. Goes in very well.
And it's P1! But look how tight it is!
From Kiziel.
It is so tight! 4 tenths! No, 4 hundredths! 4 hundredths!
4 hundredths.
It's a very tight margin between the two of them. And meanwhile now, we're going to have a load of other cars out on their lap. Chappers is going to be the next one on the lap. And there's a yellow flag in the pit lane.
Somebody has informed me that Rasmussen is indeed 17, but yeah.
Oh, he's 17.
Yes. Well, Chappers is on his lap, so let's go on board with him, shall we?
So, there is still a yellow flag for a Red Bull, though. Can we find out what that is?
So I have you. It is the Red Bull of Kister.
Ah.
He spun going into... spun of turn 1. Into that fast left-hander after turn 1. See, Chappers now going to... Sets purple Sector 2.
He's 2 tenths up as well. 2 tenths up would be enough to put him P1 as things currently stand.
This can be a very good time by Chappers. He goes through this reprofiled left-hander. Slowly creeping in on Latifi corner. Goes maybe a tad bit too slow into that turn. Could have carried maybe a bit more speed.
And I think Kiziel got the toe back from Rasmussen. I think Kiziel got the toe back from Rasmussen.
Paying the favour. Chappers, this looks like a very good time by Chappers going into last turn. Carries in a decent amount of speed and he's about to cross the line. Fastest, 10 faster.
It's going to be Kiziel next.
What a time by him.
Kiziel puts it 4.
Kiziel goes P4.
There's a spun. It's Kopf on Latifi corner and he's got a lot of cars coming. He's going to have to do this safely.
Devil goes P3.
Oh, Monk's gone P3, knocking Rosu down even further. Monk was 1,000th slower than Rasmussen.
Oh.
And Koffer's been
next-
disqualified.
Oh.
Because he
Well.
was driving backwards.
Oh, and Sanders still spun. He could really hurt some people's times here. There's McWilliams, I think, there.
Oh, there's contact!
With him.
It's Rosu!
Oh, Rosu's out! Well, this will be... Rasmussen will be happy, even as it is very...
And
oh my. The outcome of that is a 5th place for Sanders still, so...
we might have to have a lobby restart now.
Well, yeah.
Sanders with the 5th place, but
will there be a lobby restart though? Because Sanders still rightly so should have a 5th place for that.
He does.
I mean, we don't take mid-game penalties, so
I'm sorry, Palmer. He did just reverse and hit him.
I mean, I didn't see, but that's something for the that's something to look at after the race.
I don't think we can lobby restart. I think that has to stick, Palmer. It was bad.
The game gave him it.
He reversed into the path of Rosu.
Oh, speaking of, he spins again.
Controversy in the sand.
He'll keep the 5th place penalty.
Here you go.
That is some
Kister now
controversy in
about
the
to
sand.
set a time going through the last turn. Kister goes 3 seconds now slower than the slowest time.
Is there anyone on a lap that's competitive right now?
Binder?
No,
Yeah,
no.
it is.
Binder
seems
is.
to be on the lap. Yes, he is indeed.
He's just started it, unless we missed it.
No, he has indeed just started, but he's a bit low on his battery.
So, sadly, this wouldn't be a red flag. I don't believe this is a red flag event, is it, Palmer?
Oh, no, it will not be a red flag.
There you go then. Well, Binder now coming up to the first hard braking zone of Sector 2 and the track as well. Going in, brakes maybe a tad bit early, I would say. Even.
But means he gets a nice drive through the second part of the corner, so he'll be able to
yeah.
take... Remember the saying, slow in, fast out.
Exactly. Well, Binder now opens his DRS. He will be a tad bit low on his battery. Will he have enough to actually
He's 2.5, he's 2
lap?
seconds off, so this is his in-lap, sadly. We have been made fools.
Once again. See, Chappers is on an out lap. I'm not sure if the two Hasses... Oh, Rasmussen is on a new lap.
It is actually such a shame what happened to Rosu, because Rosu was looking rapid.
He was as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's really unfortunate that Rosu got taken out, but that corner is very unforgetting. Oh, unforgiving, sorry.
Rasmussen now goes through the start of Sector 3. He is 1.5 tenths up on his previous time. Creeping up behind that slow Red Bull ahead. Red Bull's going to need to make way for Rasmussen if he catches up. Coming up to Latifi corner now. Goes through it cleanly. Doesn't spin. Carries in a lot of speed. Approaching now to the last turn. Good, nice braking zone. Carries in a decent amount of speed. Can he improve? And he does improve, but it's not enough to go P1.
Is that his last lap as well? He's going to have to get around very quickly if he wants to set another lap.
He will.
But it's going to be Kiziel, I think, was on a lap, then didn't improve. Chappers goes faster. No, ignore me.
No, he does not.
Chappers is starting his lap now.
See, shall we go on board with Chappers in that case? Let's see, Chappers now. Ooh, the Haster. I believe that was Kiziel. Kiziel was spun there and got off the track. This reprofiled left-hander. Maybe, I would say, depends. You could really take a sort of different line through that first turn. Or turn after turn 1 approaching Sector 2.
But we're riding on with board with Chappers here as he comes through the chicane section. Takes it nice and tight. Swings it back around. Up into 4th gear for that. And absolutely puts pedal to the metal. There's a weaving Ferrari.
See, does he try to get the slipstream? No, he doesn't. He opts against it. See, going into this reprofiled left-hander of Sector 3 now, it's going to be a very tricky corner to nail.
Takes as much curve as he can.
He did just take fast Sector 2, so he is improving his own time there.
I believe he's set fast to Sector 1 as well. during this lap. Let's see. Maybe lifts a tad bit through Latifi corner, approaching to the last turn now. Maybe I would say he could carry more speed in.
Pushes to the line and it's
he
an improvement.
improves.
1/10 up.
Rasmussen now has 2 seconds to beat. Rasmussen needs to get out now, otherwise he will not have time to set another lap.
Everyone will be rushing in.
So I believe that might be it for Chappers.
Who is Mima Guy? Who is Mima Guy?
It's Elsum.
Elsum is saying that Rasmussen asked someone to take out Rosu.
Aha. The controversy starts. See,
it wouldn't be a season finale without controversy, would it? Now
we have Monk, who is actually is going to be the first person to cross. As he sets purple sector 2, going into sector 3
but
now.
He's only 1/2000th up at the moment. He's gonna have to make a lot of time up.
See, there is still some turns to make up this time. Carries in a decent amount of speed. Oh, maybe goes a tad bit deep. See, oh, he was really on the edge of track limits there, but he's doing well to keep it in. Going in through the last turn now.
Gets a little bit of a wobbler.
Gear and he improves, goes second fastest ahead of Rasmussen.
Sanders still has spun
3
again.
6s.
And who else is on lap right now? It'd be Potts is the next car on lap.
Let's see. So, is correct. And Potts.
Rasmussen isn't setting another lap by the looks. No, Rasmussen is in out and out lap now. Has he left it too late, or has he left it perfectly timed?
Well,
I don't know. He's got 1 minute and 14 seconds left.
Sandersteel is about to begin a new lap, so should we get on board with him?
We will switch to Sandersteel.
See, Sandersteel now begins his lap. Took in a decent amount of the speed trying before beginning his lap. See, maybe a bit slow through turn 1. See this fast left and right hander, and he spins and he DNFs.
Oh,
That was a big crash.
Humongous
big
crash.
But it shouldn't affect too much people's times. There is some debris on the track, so you should be wary of that.
So we've got Binder now coming on to finishing his. No, Binder's starting a lap, I would assume. No, Binder does improve. The timing board just went a bit wild. So who have we got on lap? So
Rasmussen is about to begin a lap.
This is going to be very important, and Kiziel looks like he's slowing down greatly to pick up Rasmussen. He's gone very early for this.
He is. Kiziel is really being a team player here. He's working hard to get his teammate in. Let's be on board with Rasmussen, because this does look like it could be the decider. See, going in through this fast left and right hander seems to do him very good.
So
Reaching the first hard braking zone into turn 1. And he goes a bit wide there, but it allows him to carry more speed in.
but he got a snap of oversteer as well.
He did as well. That could impact his time. See,
And I think Kiziel's plans to wait have been nullified by the fact that the checkered flag has been thrown and he wasn't on a lap.
Oof.
So he's now in AI, so there will be no slingshotting for Rasmussen.
Well,
But we got people coming over the line. The Alfa Romeo, Skowski puts it P5. And Ule puts it P5.
See, believe Rasmussen. Actually, no, this is Binder or Matthews. No, it's Binder who's going to cross the line now.
Binder doesn't make an improvement. So the only people left for a lap is Rasmussen.
That is indeed. I believe Monk has slowed down, but he is about to cross the line. I see Rasmussen comes in, going in through the last turn now. Can he improve? Will this be an improvement?
And it's
And
P2.
it is. He goes P2.
He splits up both of the Mercs, so
Merc sandwich for Rasmussen there.
And Rosu will be right behind his rear. He'll be eyeing it up.
That will be it for quali.
He'll be looking to clap them cheeks of Rasmussen.
Well, quite an eventful qualifying session.
Indeed.
Roshu, even though he got taken out, is still P4. So in the midst of it all, I would say Roshu should be somewhat happy with the time he has.
Rosu, that was his first lap, I'd like to point out.
That is a very good point.
That was a rapid first lap.
And we will be having to have a lobby restart due to the
Lobby
fact
restart.
of
Yes.
Koff getting disqualified. So,
do we know his time?
Yes, we do.
have got
We've
his
been
time.
given
Okay. Does someone want to announce to the boys that there will be a lobby restart?
We'll do that.
I will also, as it does stand, Cop will go P13.
I know in P12 because Sanderstill's 5th place is going to stick.
Ah, yeah. Yes. Good point. So he'll be just behind Matthews. It's also good to point out that there is only one McLaren racing today.
Very true, very true. Set correctly.
Finally.
We are 10 seconds away plus setup time to get this going.
But we said our favourites last time, didn't we?
We did say our favourites last time, so we don't even have that as filler.
So who do we think takes the championship?
The constructors
Constructor-wise. Yes.
has need a catastrophe to not take it.
Well,
Has need a literal catastrophe to happen.
in other words, Aston Martin need a miracle.
No, Aston Martin are out of the constructors.
Sorry, I confused the 3 tiers.
Mercedes
There you go.
and Alfa Romeo can still win the constructors mathematically.
I confuse all 3. You'll have to excuse me.
The Ferrari-powered Alfa Romeo, the Ferrari-powered Haas, and the Mercedes-powered Mercedes, Jeff.
Yes.
They're the teams that can win mathematically. Of course, Haas have a commanding lead over the rest of the field for this in the constructors.
Also true. What do we
Bobo.
think the tyre strategies will be?
Lots of hards, lots of mediums. It's going to be a toss-up between the two. If someone's on softs, I want what they've got.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if someone on softs.
The grid is set correctly.
Finally. And there is somebody on softs, it's Ule.
Yes, Ule on the soft. So Chapper's on mediums, and Rasmussen has
Oh
spun
my
on.
god, Rasmussen spins! Has he got damage from that?
You can't get damage on the outlap, but Rasmussen has spun on the outlap,
Well,
making sure he's got nice hot hards.
If you could spin, if you could damage yourself,
He'd be out.
sure he would. That was a bad crash, but that is also one way to warm up your tyres.
Very true. I did it on accident in Austria, and that paid off well.
Well, let's see, our Rasmussen Rosu on the same strategy, both starting on hards.
It'll be Chappers looking to pull away from the pit field here.
Yeah, Chappers does seem to usually take the faster tyre on start.
Kizu also on them hot tyres, as well as Sanderstill and Binder. And I'm expecting chaos in the back of this start, so you might want to watch the back. Oh, I'll have eyes on the front.
Ule's on soft tyres.
Ule is on soft tyres. I don't know what the strategy here.
That is a ballsy move. I reckon they'll go off within 3-4
Oh
laps.
my god, there's an Aston Martin of Rosu who spun.
Both people.
Both the spins again.
Both the
He
title
nearly took someone
contenders.
out.
Both the title contenders out here dancing on ice.
Well, we'll see if they can get their hards up to temperature for race start.
I think they have.
But race start wise, Ule is definitely the favourite. Ule is potentially looking to jump ahead of both Rasmussen and Rosu and start.
He's got to jump. Monk is also in between them on the same
That is
strategy.
true.
We could maybe see both marks go into the corner together.
Let's see. Ooh, Monk angles his car a bit to potentially cover off Ule.
And
And
Rasmussen's
Rosu.
angled. Everyone's angled.
See, as we're about to get ready, they rev their engines.
We go! We go,
and
go,
away
go!
we go! And Rosu gets the massive jump ahead of Monk, so does Ule.
Monk
Ule
got
is
an
on the
awful
side of
start.
Rosu going to turn 1.
But Ule's ahead of Rosu as well. So it's Chappers leading Rasmussen with Ule between them now. And Sand's
I
still
would like
on
to say the whole grid kept it clean through turn 1 somehow.
Love to hear it. You love to hear it. So now
Monk
it's going to be...
goes for a move on Rosu. He takes the inside line. He pushes Rosu a bit wide. Gives him enough
Side
room.
by side.
They're side by side going in. Who has the better straight
And
line?
Ule on the softs.
It is Rosu.
Ule on the softs looking to make a move on Rasmussen as well. And Ule looks like he's cleanly through. Ule is through. And Monk is through as well.
Oh, Ule goes a bit deep. And Rasmussen gets a snap of oversteer going into that turn, but so does Rosu on the exit there. Rasmussen does go wide. Chappers is running away with it currently. He is 1.5 seconds ahead of Ule, sorry.
And Rasmussen's teammate is now behind Rosu.
Oh,
And there's contact!
Rosu gets hit in the back by Kizio.
Oh no.
Controversy at its finest.
Was there damage for Rosu there?
We'll have to see. I just know that there was a bit of contact, but
It doesn't look. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's got any damage. His end plates look certainly fine. But that's me a massive hit for Rosu then, especially in the championship fight.
It was the Haas teammate of Kizio bumping into his rear as well on the first lap.
Ule is slowly creeping Chappers in, but Chappers just
On
seems to be
mediums.
very quick around this track, yeah.
And it's Rasmussen now who's going to have Monk and Kizio behind him. Vlad, whereabouts is Vlad? Vlad here is going to have to try and catch up to the back of Koff.
P13.
Sand's still riding in P14 at the moment, hasn't gained any positions. And there's a yellow flag and it's Sander still has lost his whole front wing. And he's brought out a virtual safety car.
At the same exact place he did in quali.
He's brought out a virtual safety car here, so I don't know who this helps.
This will be good for Ule. This will be good for Ule.
Yeah, it's going to be good for Rosu as well. Allows him to sort of cause tyres down maybe. From spinning out. Maybe also go for Ule though.
See, Ule, if he keeps close to Chappers, he can definitely maybe catch Chappers sleeping. Just like George Russell in France against Checo.
Very true, very true. So Rosu's got a monster task ahead of him here.
He does indeed. Can he do a last to first?
It'd be interesting. It's not a full safety car, this is a virtual safety car.
That is true. We don't have a lot of those.
The front wing was on the exit of the start-finish line. That might be why it's pulled out a safety car here. And we're racing again.
And
Ule is now within a second of Chappers. Ule got a big advantage.
He has the DRS. He is within DRS.
The DRS will not be open yet though. The
Chappers breaks the DRS.
No, the DRS is enabled.
It is enabled.
Since it's just a safety car.
Oh.
But Ule's going to have the DRS here on Chappers.
He should indeed. And the DRS gets open. He does indeed have it.
And Rasmussen doesn't have DRS.
Now.
Look at that train behind Rasmussen forming.
Well,
no.
Yeah, but
Monk was outside of a second, so Monk is the train conductor.
The Danish Express continues.
And
all aboard.
Rosu didn't get a good start on that virtual safety car. He dropped back 2.5 seconds from Koff.
Ule needs to really try and catch Chappers here because these soft tools are falling off in a few laps' time.
I think after 5 to 6 laps they start becoming not the fast tyre.
Yeah, just have a massive decline.
Yeah.
See Latifi corner for Chappers and Ule.
And Rasmussen
Ule
behind
gets
them.
a slight bit of snap, but he saves it.
And right now, Rosu is closing onto the back of Koff. Rosu will have to fight his way through this field. And I thought the track lit up a different colour then, and I panicked.
See, McWilliams with the fastest time. Faster than Ule, oddly enough.
McWilliams maybe has them hards perfectly in temperature here. So right now, it's going to be Chappers who's leading Ule.
Oh, McWilliams gets a big snap of oversteer. He saves it.
And
Drifts around the corner.
Sanders still was spun again. It's not his race, sadly. Palmer, as their
Really not
TP,
so good.
could you give us an insight on how you're feeling about this?
Just I feel quite mutual about it, to be honest. With you, he didn't have quite a good qualifying.
No.
He's not currently in the best of conditions in terms of illness, but
To take your attention back to the first two, Chappers went a bit wide going into that chicane of Sector 2, and it allowed Ule to just catch him up through just carrying more speed in and getting a better line. But Ule has lost some time going through this fast left-hander of the start of Sector 3. Sandesteal spun again.
But Rosu is right on the rear of Kopf here. Kopf has dropped back from the pack, and Rosu will be looking to dispatch his first victim.
Yeah, do keep in mind though, as sad as it is,
And Kopf spins! Kopf spins in
Oh! Latifi corner.
Latifi corner! So Rosu does dispatch Kopf as Kopf feels the pressure of the Romanian behind him. Rosu will now have to be rapid up onto the back of Kista, who's keeping up with the back of the Williams pairing.
I believe these softs have started falling off. Ule is slowly losing time on Chappers.
Oh, and there's another spin! And it's Matthews!
And it is Matthews.
On the exit of turn 2, start of turn 3, it's claiming its victims. Whoa. And Matthews is spinalaing.
There is still time for Rosu to catch Rasmussen. Will be hard, because he will have to go through Kizio.
He's going to have to go through Kista,
the Polish
Binder,
Minister of Defence,
Potts. McWilliams will probably move out of his way. But we go back to the front.
Yeah.
And it's Ule who's trying to hunt down Chappers still. As Sanders was spun again. He's about to get lapped here. He needs to make sure he's safe when doing this. We remember what happened in qualifying. So the leading
disc going into Latifi.
Oh, there's another spin!
A spin by Kister.
Kister has spun. So Rosu's now up into 10th. Next up is his teammate.
And a 5 second for Sandesteal.
And Sandesteal has
Speeding
retired.
the pitch. Oh. Well.
You hate to hear it.
You really do.
But we go back to we're still following the front runners as it's Chappers who is still having to defend Ule here. Rasmussen, who isn't closing in, but he isn't losing ground to the front two anymore. And Monk, Kiziel, and Skowski behind. And there's it's Sandesteal's AI has decided to come back out to play.
Keep in mind though, Rosu is not in a very good position because there's only 2-3 medium runners ahead of him.
Everyone else is on the same strategy, but
yeah,
he might have the advantage of his teammate here, also on the same strategy. Might be able to work with him to help him out.
And they're probably going to look to catapult each other ahead.
But they've still got to get past Binder first, and Binder takes a much tighter line, wider on the exit. McWilliams will get a much better drive out on that.
Well, McWilliams does overtake Binder.
And he's through.
He is indeed going into this fast left-hander of Sector 3.
And Ule's starting to lose the back of Chappers.
Oh my god, Binder seems to be much faster than McWilliams going out, but it is because of those medium tyres. See, Binder is really knocking on the back of McWilliams here, going into Latifi corner now.
Ule is starting to fall off the back of Chappers. He's going to have to keep it within that second when we come across that DRS detection point. Otherwise, I don't know. Are them softs now hitting the wall? Did he take a risk and it's going to backfire?
We'll have to see. He can still salvage this, but he needs to do a long stint on these.
He's going to have to go to hard, surely.
Surely, I don't see how you could do soft to mediums on this track.
So he's outside of the DRS zone. So will we start to see the hards of Rasmussen's pick up on Ule's softs as they start to fall off? He's losing a lot of time now, Ule, now that he doesn't have the DRS. And meanwhile...
Oh, and Ule goes very wide he does. Or deep, rather, sorry.
Behind
Rasmussen's
Rasmussen.
now within his DRS, and he does get the DRS going into the straight.
So
Cappers
behind...
is just running away with it.
Yes. Behind Rasmussen, though, you have Monk, Kiziel, Skowski and Potts all in just the DRS train that happens on this track sometimes. And then it will be the Aston Martin of McWilliams leading Binder and Rosu. Rosu now is in the DRS of Binder, though, so this is very important. Sanders still...
See, Rasmussen is now creeping up on the back of Ule, and Chappers
I wouldn't
is
say
just
creeping.
increasing that
And
time.
Ule's coming into
And
the
Ule
pits.
pits. Does Ule go for hard here?
That's
Surely
the only
he
way.
does.
Surely it's the only way.
He could do a very long stint on the mediums, but I think he's just going to hurt himself more.
You're going to puncture territory is the issue.
And he goes for mediums. He actually opts for mediums, Ule
The
does.
mad lad. The absolute mad lad. So now, watch that gap between
Well.
Chappers and Rasmussen. It'll be interesting once they switch tyres, what the gap will be at.
Yeah, Rasmussen still has a lot of battery. So, believe once we see Chappers pit, Rasmussen is probably going to go for a very big push lap.
We're going to switch to Rosu here because he's right on the back of Binder. They both get DRS
He
here.
does. See, he also has his teammate ahead of Binder, so...
And there's a yellow
Good.
flag in turn 3.
On the bit deep, oh, Binder maybe breaks a bit too late, and
Rosu
sorry,
will get
my
him
mind
here.
is going blank. Rosu gets the better exit. He does get
Yeah.
him. Getting
Binder
his
didn't get
DRS as
DRS.
well.
Binder didn't get DRS from that.
Yeah, because he was behind him, and Rosu is now coming up on the back of his teammate, but Rosu has no battery left. He is pushing really hard to try get himself back in.
So that gap between Chappers and Rasmussen is staying at 3.2 seconds currently. Rasmussen, who leads the Danish Express of 1, 2, 3, 5 carriages.
Yeah, well,
They all just driving in status quo here.
this
And actually,
McWilliams
Rasmussen
is...
gained 2 tenths. Rasmussen gained 2 tenths on
Oh,
Chappers through that
Maybe.
third sector.
do you reckon Chappers is maybe salvaging his tires a bit?
He might be looking after them. There's no need to push currently, but
I-
the gap does
I don't
extend
think we'd,
through the faster
I don't
corners. The
think
gap
these mediums start falling off for another 5-6 laps.
There's something around there, but it'll be interesting to see. Is he just looking after the tyre so he can do a big final push?
Could be. Because Rasmussen is catching him at a fast rate, so... Be interesting to see.
As Rosu now has gotten past his teammate. So will he?
McWilliams is now going to hold off Binder best he can.
He's got
Binder does
7
get the
seconds to
DRS.
catch though. Rosu even has 7 seconds to catch up onto that train. And Rosu's
Rosu-
rear is blinking.
Yeah, he just barely has like 10% of battery.
Oh, and McWilliams gets a little bit desinky.
Oof. Well, I believe we lost one of our co-commentators. I will be right back.
Well, are you still here, Palmer? No, so it's just me at the moment. So Rasmussen is chipping into that leader Chappers now. But Rasmussen still has the train behind him of Monk, Kiziel, Skowski and Potts. So, let's see what happens here, because it's all to play for still. As Ule sets the fastest lap on them fresh mediums. And I did say he's chipping into that lead. In fact, he's actively closer. So it's Rasmussen now who's hunting down Chappers and he's gaining on him every lap now. With Monk, who is maintained a solid 7 to 9 tenths between the pairing. Kizyul just behind him, who's catching up to him now. And then it's Skowski and Potts, and Rosu is still 7 seconds behind this train. Rosu will be really trying to catch up. Currently though, there isn't much going on the track other than Binder and McWilliams are fighting. Possibly a bit of desync there for McWilliams. McWilliams does seem a little bit desyncy possibly. But there isn't much going on the track right now. Chappers is leading with Rasmussen 1.9 seconds now. He's got that deficit down to under 2 seconds, give or take. And then it's Monk who stays a solid 7 tenths. We've got a yellow flag and it's for Kopf. Kopf has spun in a not such a usual place as Matthews goes past him now. Kopf drops down into 12th. Chat getting a bit fruity. But anyway, Chappers has extended that lead back up to 2.5 seconds, give or take. With Rasmussen, and there's another yellow flag, and it's for Kister, I believe. Kister has spun and is driving in reverse. Doing his best Dogger cosplay.
I am back.
Welcome
and,
back. Not much has happened.
Well, so I can see. Rasmussen has closed the gap on Chappers a bit.
The gap was closer than that the previous lap though, so Chappers has pulled it away. Chappers comes into the pit, lap 11 on to swap off the mediums. Well, lap 10. So Rasmussen takes the lead of this GP.
Well,
and where will Rosu come out?
I would say that's maybe a bit early to pick. He still has 17 laps to do.
So Rosu now is 6.5 seconds off Potts. He's gained half a second. He really needs to be gaining more though to reignite his title hopes here.
As it stands, I don't think Rosu will be the one taking the championship home tonight.
I think we're gonna be seeing a ticket though for what happened.
We definitely will, yeah. Aston Martin versus Haas.
Joy.
Joy, oh joy.
It's Abu Dhabi Part 2. As Kister comes into the pits on them 10-lap-old hards. Interesting choice.
Bit very early for the hards to pit.
I would agree. I don't know if they can last that long. The mediums.
Well,
he's going to have to go 19
17
laps.
laps, yeah, but...
Well, 18 laps. 18 laps for Kister still.
Yeah.
As is now Kizyul coming into the pits on their mediums. So the train has gone from 6 to 4. Well, I mean 5 to 4. And there's a spin.
Yeah.
There was a spinner, and it's Matthews has spun.
Oh no!
Doesn't collect a cop though in the action though. So Rosu moves up into P5 now.
Can Rosu catch the back of Potts? Because if he catches the... Sorry, if I remember correctly, Rasmussen is ahead points-wise.
Yes, right? Rasmussen. If Rasmussen finishes ahead of Rosu, Rasmussen wins. If Rosu finishes ahead of Rasmussen, depending on where they finish, the points could play a crucial part in this.
Oh man.
So that's all to play for.
Kizyul, I believe, is pit because he knows he'll get out ahead of Rosu when he has to pit.
He's 5.5 seconds behind Chappers.
Yeah, I still think Kizyul is just playing the team game here.
As Ule is closing into the back of McWilliams here. With
He is quite fast.
he is very fast on them fresh mediums. Are they going to last as long as he? He's got to make them last another lots
No,
of laps.
He's going to have to do 20 plus laps on them. I just don't think they'll bode well.
Puncture territory, that's for sure. Chat asks, are you enjoying the food, Jeff?
I am, yes.
As Binder now makes his way into the pits.
I'd say this is an okay time to pit. Abu Dhabi is a very harsh track on tyres as well, so...
Because you want to take a lot of them curves, and them curves are bumped and beveled, so you're going to be feeling the
so
vibrations.
Chappers maybe felt the mediums were going, because he did have to push a decent amount to defend from
And we've got a spinner in Latifi corner. Just in, Matthews has spun in Latifi corner.
See.
Latifi corner out here claiming victims.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Monk does. Will he try to push and maybe overtake Rasmussen, or will
They've all dropped off a second from one another now, so they've all starting to come apart from one another.
Also very true.
And it's Rosu who is... It was at 7.5 seconds, it's now at 5.5 seconds last time I checked. So Rosu is starting to catch up slightly onto the back of Potts here. I wouldn't write Rosu out just yet. One safety car flips this on its head.
One safety car, and it is, yeah, it's all up for grabs again. And Monk pits.
Monk pitting earlier than everyone else, so he's going for the undercut here.
He is indeed. Where does this put Monk? I believe he might come out ahead just behind his teammate.
As Ulay and McWilliams are fighting down the main straight.
I have to see. Monk actually might come out behind Kizil.
McWilliams looks a little bit laggy.
Ooh.
And Ulay is through.
Oh, and he gets overtaken. Oh no, McWilliams is very laggy. But McWilliams is spun somehow, and
he's out.
He is now out. That is one way to deal with the lag.
McWilliams was on his Tesco's connection by the looks of it. But that looked like a big crash. And somehow there's no safety car. McWilliams went driving straight into that wall like it was nothing.
He's just outside of the track, so yeah.
He was desyncing all over the place. His internet not holding up too well today.
As sad as it is to say, I think it is for the better he did end up retiring. But let's get back to
the action, and it's Rasmussen who's got 3 seconds over Skalski now, and Potts has caught back up to the back slightly.
Potts does seem to actually be creeping on the back of Skalski slowly but surely.
So,
let's see. Kizil is on the back of Monk, but do you think Kizil will go and push ahead of him?
I mean, I think they're both gonna... Kizil is keeping up. He's actually faster than Monk currently, but we're riding with Potts here because he's now got the DRS on Skalski, and Skalski doesn't have the DRS to defend. And then two long DRS sections.
Potts surely overtakes him on this next DRS straight.
I don't know. I don't think they're close enough.
Let's see. Ooh. Skalski does get the better exit.
There's money on the line here. Every race is worth money as well for these guys. Or for their teams.
True. Well, yeah. Fictional money, even if it is. It is still money.
Very true.
And Matthews, even though he's spun several times, sets the fastest lap.
Fresh boots on him. He's on them fresh boots, so he'll be enjoying it. Monk is having to defend Kizu a little bit here. And it's going to be interesting. The hard runners still not coming in. The front four on the hard still not coming in.
Will we see a hard to softs maybe?
It'd be very interesting. We saw the
or maybe
in the tier 1.
Yeah, go ahead.
We saw in the tier 1 race that the soft runners could go about 9 laps competitively, and then 9 to 12 laps was pain.
I
for
reckon
them.
we might be seeing a long stint on the hards, and just the last remaining laps will be push laps on the mediums. Actually, Rasmussen, I think, is on his in lap because he is just using all of his battery on the straights.
Is he going big
Will
here?
we see Rasmussen in the pits?
Because meanwhile, Skowski is dropped off of the back of Rasmussen even more, and now Potts is still about the same gap though. Skowski looking after it, and he's probably just tactically deploying battery here.
Oh, Rasmussen nearly spins!
Oh, he missed that on the stream, but he
I
has
saw
lost a
it,
lot of
but
time.
he had to go left, right through the fast left-hander.
Oh,
That was very close, very, very close.
squeaky bum time for sure. But Ule, where's Vlad? Vlad's pit already. Vlad is already pit actually.
And he is behind Kiziel. Oh boy.
And Rasmussen's coming into the pits
does
now.
indeed pit. Rasmussen is in the pits.
Is this to cover off Rosu, would you predict? Actually, all the front three are all in the pits. All three of them have come into the pits now.
Oh.
And Ule spun! Ule has spun!
Oh no! Ule, who had arguably the best tyres out of everyone in the front row.
No, he was on an alternate strategy. He started softs and then went into to mediums. So he's now going to have to deal with Monk and Kiziel catching up to the back of him. And out now, Chappers retakes the lead.
Rasmussen will come out P5,
It's going to be
I
close.
think.
No,
Oh no, he comes out ahead of Monk.
That's huge for Rasmussen. He gets a
That
bit of
is,
a wobbler
but
on
does
though.
Monk send it? Does Monk send it? No, he doesn't. Monk decides against the move.
So the gap now, Rosu is 4.5 seconds behind Potts.
See, Rosu has to push through Kiziel and 2 other cars.
Rosu has
Unless
got
we
a
see
monumental
Rasmussen-
task on his
Unless we
hand
see
here.
Rasmussen spin, I don't think we... I think the championship goes to Rasmussen in that case.
Could be very true here, but meanwhile, our leader now returns to Chappers on 6-lap-old hards. He's got a nice solid 7 seconds ahead of the freshly pitted mediums of Rasmussen, and Ule is he's losing time to him actually. Ule is going to be conducting the train here. Why the hydrate? Why?
Oh, well, I have no drinks. I only have
I have
food,
consumed
so-
the hydrate. Why? No, not that. Oh, there's a timeout been redeemed.
4?
I don't know, but I have
I'll
drunk.
time out and eat. Brilliant.
So because of that, now Rasmussen is all over the back of Ule. He might be looking to make a move into turn 1. He thinks better of it. Actually, it's very close. Rasmussen all over the back of Ule here, but Rosu is setting fastest laps. He's lighting up the timing board. And Monk runs a little bit deep behind. So Rosu could be getting his way back into this. And Ule spins! Was there contact? I don't know, but Ule spins! And now, Vlad gets past him as well. There was a spin from Ule. And further back, it's Skowski and Potts side by side coming into the chicane. Potts on the inside, Skowski maybe looking for the double switch back. He switches back. But he doesn't get not good enough drive. And Potts is flashing on the rear, but Potts is all over the back of Kiziel now.
Would you say the timeout is done?
I don't know. But
Well,
Potts
if
runs a
they
little
want
bit
the
deeper
timeout.
there, and Skowski, the 3 of these, Potts, Kiziel and Skowski are very, very close as I pressed the wrong key.
Oh, well, it is also good to point out that Potts did set the purple sector too. Now.
Potts is looking rapid, and he's all over the rear of Kiziel now. These
Kiziel
two
will
have
look
history.
to hold off Potts.
And you've been timed out again, Jeff.
Oh, brilliant. Back to eating.
Kiziel on the hards, the fresh mediums looking to get the dispatch of him as quickly as possible. And they're too wide coming into the new left-hander. Kiziel will hold the inside. Potts maybe looking for a switchback. And he switches him back and he claps Kiziel's cheeks. After Kiziel tapped Ule's cheeks, it's now Kiziel getting his cheeks clapped. But he claps back again. Back-to-back claps, and they're nose to arse. The DRS train is true, and we've got a spinning Red Bull in the Latifi corner. But now Kiziel is going to be having to defend from Potts once again. It's all very close between this lot. Jeff, come back, please.
I love you using my favourite line of clapping.
There's a lot of clapping going on. And now the
Whoa.
train, Monk is the train conductor. We got another Danish train. But Rosu is closing his way back up to this train.
He is indeed, but keep in mind, Rosu... I don't think Monk lets Rosu through because, you know, the Rasmussen Monk...
Everyone here is fighting.
So
We've got a big old DRS train coming along. Potts
That
is
is true.
sniffing
8
all
laps.
over. Potts has got his nose buried deep in Kiziel's rear here.
does indeed. Does Potts get the better drive? He does. He's on
He's
the back
on the
of
mediums. Kiziel
Surely
is
Potts goes
defending
for a
like
move.
a lion. And here we go.
Potts decides against the move.
But Kiziel, Skalski's looking for it.
Skalski.
Skalski's having a sniff now.
Potts
And all
gets
this
a much
time,
better
Vlad is
drive.
closing more and more up to this lot. And it's these
Kiziel.
three are all over each other.
Oh my god, look at Monk. If you just watch Monk's perspective,
And
it
Potts,
will be
Skalski and
horrible.
Potts are side by
Skalski
side.
goes for the move and Potts goes for the switchback and he gets it.
No, but it's not over
He's
yet.
not seeing the line.
It is not over
Skalski
yet.
is
They're
perfectly
still having a
steady.
drag race. They're having a drag race and Skalski gets moved on.
Into the fast left-hander, maybe a bit too fast for Skalski. Potts is on the inside of Skalski here. Skalski gets a snap of oversteer.
The opportunistic
to the
Skalski
fast right-hander.
has now overtaken Potts.
Potts goes wide. He goes deep into that corner.
And
into Latifi turn.
Rosu is clawing his way back into this. Do not write Vlad Rosu out of this. We're going to have a 5-way train.
See, Skalski is pushing hard because he is getting some snaps of oversteer going out of some of these turns.
Also, I'd like to point out that Rasmussen has quietly been closing on to the back of Chappers.
He has, there is still time. But Chappers' tyres will last longer and arguably
very
perform
true.
better. But let's go back to the train conductors.
And Rosu, does his flat pop? Yes, it does. Rosu is in the train. So Monk leads the train, which is Kiziel, Skalski, Potts, and now Rosu just at the back of it. Rosu's rear is flashing red.
Rosu has done a magnificent job so far. From
Pulled it
being
back.
second last.
But
after
look at this
lap
close
one.
racing that we got going on, and they're all having a little peek and then thinking better of it. And
my
Rosu
God,
is
look at how
right in
close
this now.
Skalski is to the back of Kiziel.
It's very true. Kiziel holding up.
Does Kiziel for a move?
He's on the
my
inside.
God, Skalski
Oh, they
goes for the
touch.
move.
They
He
touch.
takes him out. He
And
takes him
Rosu's
out.
through past two. Rosu
Oh
has
my
dispatched
God.
two of them.
Through goes Vlad Rosu. My goodness, going into Latifi turn, that was
What
a bit dirty. by
chaos.
Skalski.
But I would like to point out Rasmussen is closing in on the back of Chappers here. It is not over. Meanwhile,
And Skalski has to pit. Skalski gets damage from that.
Skalski got damage. Oh no. We had such
My
good camera
goodness.
angle as well. That camera angle was mwah.
Rasmussen is in the DRS of Chappers. This will be interesting to see. Rasmussen will be catching Chappers now. Faster than he was.
And this is going to be huge because Rasmussen's mediums are still going to be faster than Chappers' older hards. What
Let's
POV
see
do you guys
Rasmussen.
want? There's action everywhere.
My
Rasmussen,
God. Gets the better drive, but he does also have the DRS.
but I'm switching back to third place because Potts is going around the outside of Monk and Potts gets it done.
He makes the move stick.
But he
Monk goes for
doesn't.
the move
Monk's
back.
back on the inside.
Monk's looking for the clap back.
There's a little bit of
Monk goes into
contact.
the side of Potts. And Monk nearly spins from that. It was really
And
close.
Potts is
but Potts
through.
is flashing. but so is Monk. Monk is
And
flashing.
Vlad!
Rosu
Vlad
just
is right in
watching them
this.
both.
But we go back to the leading two now because Rasmussen is all over the rear of Chappers. Are we going to have another misdemeanor of Austria where these two had a little coming together?
We'll have to see. There is still...
We have 5 laps to go, and it is Rasmussen all over the rear of Chappers.
She kissed her pit for the softs at the last place there. She gets slapped by, I believe that is Binder.
And Potter spun! Potter spun it!
Oh my god! Look, what was looking really good.
But meanwhile,
for
Rasmussen's
Potters
looking
now.
to make a move on the inside, and Rasmussen comes through! Rasmussen takes P1 on the track.
And Rasmussen has done brilliantly so far.
Rasmussen
See, still,
up into P1. Chappers will get the DRS.
Vlad Rosu, though, is looking for P3 here. Rosu will get the DRS, and he just gets the much better drive than Monk does, and Monk just has to see the position. Monk gives Rosu the big squeeze, and now going into start of Sector 3, Monk goes for the move back.
There's
Rosu
contact!
closes the door, and Rosu spins again!
Oh no.
What a move. I would say Rosu maybe closed the door on Monk there.
It's hard to tell if that was a dive bomb or if
It's
that
hard
was a...
to tell. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. But back to the action.
Monk is being blamed for that in chat. I would agree. That probably is on Monk.
I would also second that. I believe it is maybe on Monk rather than Rosu.
Chat saying that Rosu has been royally robbed and bummed this race.
Well, let's see. Potts now on the back of Rosu. Potts does have the fresher tyres and probably better overall because... Actually, no. He did spin as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of spinning. Chat, can we make sure we don't go toxic?
Yeah, if we go toxic, bad things will happen.
Yes, yes indeed. So it's Chappers who's hagging up to the back of Rasmussen. Imagine if there was contact now.
Oh my. That will be, Let's not do hypothetical, shall we? See, Chappers does seem to actually be slowly losing time on Rasmussen.
Hey, but he does have the DRS to his advantage.
Rosu has 4 or 5 laps left to make absolute... He needs a miracle to even have a chance.
But he is catching back up to the back of Monk slightly.
Correct.
Chat has started singing Britney Spears by the looks of it. I'm a bit...
Well, that is better than being toxic, so...
No,
move
they
on.
were singing Toxic by Britney Spears.
Ah.
But Chappers is outside of the DRS now. Rasmussen can stretch them legs. Chappers has lost DRS. Alternate strategy starting mediums clearly might not have paid off here.
Chappers does maybe get the better drive than Rasmussen. He does indeed. He gets the much better drive. And look
Rosu.
at the pace he's catching him at on the straight.
But it's not enough. He needs to be catching him more. Because
He
meanwhile,
is in the
Rosu and
DRS
Monk...
range now, though.
That is very true.
And Chappers
Rosu
gets
and
the
Monk
DRS.
are back on it though.
Chappers is closing in on Rasmussen at a very quick pace.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in the Haas and the other place, Haas and Aston Martin channels right now.
Well, that would be interesting to hear both communications. Would wonder to hear what the TPs are saying as well.
Yeah, very true, very true. But Chappers does lose a lot of time in Rasmussen in this final sector. Meanwhile, Rosu is all over the rear of Monk again. And there's a spin, and it's Potts again. No, it's not Potts, it's Kister. Kister's spun again. I saw a red ball.
Potts nearly spun in Latifi corner.
Oh, Latifi corner does like claiming some victims.
Latifi mainly. Let's see, Rosu looking for a move on Monk here. He won't be able to make it.
Latifi Corner also likes claiming championships.
Very true, that one.
So Monk is having to defend his heart out from Rosu. Monk on older tyres than Rosu as well. Rosu will be looking to get him in this DRS straight.
I think we can say with confidence that Rasmussen takes the championship.
Almost.
Unless something bizarre happens, I think it's Rasmussen.
But Monk is racing Rosu hard.
He is. Monk is just really putting his elbows out. He is not letting Rosu through.
Rosu is all over his rear though. He's
Gets
going nose
DRS
deep.
and the battery. Monk gives them the squeeze.
Oh, it's close.
Oh my god, Monk maybe pushed him a tad bit wide, but Monk goes for the move back. Same position as last time. And Rosu does not want any of it. Rosu doesn't want any of it.
But will he maybe
Does
look for
Rosu
one on
go
here?
for the move back?
No, Rosu
he
holds
decides
steady.
against it. Rosu, he's really trying to get past Monk here, but Monk is doing his best to just make his car as wide as possible.
Potts has closed back up. I don't know
Potts
what Monk
might
is
actually
doing.
overtake Rosu.
I don't quite know what Monk is doing. He's getting his elbows out, maybe a bit too much.
We'll have to wait and see.
As Rasmussen now has almost 2 seconds on Chappers, Rasmussen is leading this race. As there's another spin, it's Kister again. He's really not enjoying that new left-hander.
See Rosu coming into the back of Monk, going into this fast left-hander of Sector 2. Not really fast, but we move. See, can Rosu overtake Monk on the straight?
He will have
Rosu
Potts behind him
DRS,
though.
he's in the slipstream. And he does, he is going to be able to make the move, but
as we get our first penalty. We get our first penalty.
Will be. Monk is right there, but Potts leaves Monk some space, and Monk
Rosu's
has
through.
to pull out.
Rosu is through,
But Monk now gets the DRS.
And here we go again!
Oh, it is Potts as well on the back of Monk.
The three of them racing tooth and nail, and Rosu gives him the squeeze!
What a move! And Monk spins!
Potts
goes into the back of him, but Potts and Monk have spun the two red bulls.
Ladies and gentlemen, play the clown music in the background.
We're definitely going to see a big amount of tickets today.
Indeed. So, Rasmussen now on the final lap. Sadly for Vlad in P4.
Well, I don't think we can quite make our commentary as poetic as Crofty can, but...
No, but Chappers behind him is just... I don't know what Chappers is doing behind him. You have to feel sorry for Vlad. There's been so much contact involving him, and you wouldn't have thought any of it was his fault. He drove his heart out on the track today. But Rasmussen entering on Sector 2 now. Coming up to the final sector, 1 sector to go. The only way he fucks this now is if he bins it in Latifi corner.
I'm sure he's going to be extra careful through Latifi corner and Kister spins again.
Hopefully Kister...
Oh wait, Rasmussen is coming on the back of Kister. Does Kister look to do a madness?
Rasmussen doesn't drop it in the TV corner. My heart went in my chest for a second.
Mine did as well.
Rasmussen takes the final corner. And our Tier 2 champion currently is Rasmussen. Rasmussen takes the checkered flag. Chappers into P2.
And the championship goes Danish. All of the Danish express driving paid off in the end.
And P3 looks like it's going to be another Haas on the step. P3 goes to Kiziel. P4 to Vlad. He raced his heart out.
He did. Vlad had a very good race, but...
Potts P5, Binder P6, and Monk P7. And then it'll be the Alfa Romeo pairing. Will is in the chat. His boys coming over the start-finish line together. P8 and 9 for them. And we've got 2 more cars to come.
And Kopf is going to take the last points of today's race.
Right. Very true, very true. Kopf takes the final corner. drives for the line, and that's P10 for Cop. Matthews, P11, Kister P12, and then McWilliams and Standerstill didn't finish the race, sadly. A big round of applause to everyone in Tier 2. What an amazing race again. Thank you for the raid, Kister.
Very eventful race this was. Very eventful.
Heart in mouth moments.
My goodness.
Whew. And here we have Rasmussen, your Abu Dhabi winner and World Drivers' Champion.
I wish I had the skills Crofty does, because we could make this very poetical, shall we say.
Very true. But Haas also securing the World Constructors' Championship with this result, as they take the champagne for the final time of this season for Tier 2. We've got one more race to come, but before that we will be going into the interviews where we'll be interviewing the drivers. And there we have it.
That's correct.
The Jewel in the Desert lives up to its name once again. I'm gonna make the interview room.
Go for it.
Whew, what a race.
Big race that was today.
Was a very, very big race. We'll wait for the drivers to come up.
And let's see, does our championship winner in Rasmussen get in? And yes, there he is. Let's have you come up, Rasmussen. Yeah, I was going to call him something, but let's not. There you go.
Rasmussen.
Hello,
Thank
Rasmussen.
you. Oh, wow.
P1 on the track. World Drivers' Championship. How does it feel?
I mean, I'm smiling through the screen right now, but before I say anything, I just want to say thank you to the team, and thank you to my engineer and teammate. Man, these are the guys that, they helped me throughout the whole season, and I want to thank actually also, the Merc boys and the Romeos. Man, I want to thank Skalski for being such a great rival, and now here at the end of the season, Rosso, those guys really pushed me so much to get this championship, and I'm so saddened that we didn't decide it, wheel to wheel, but those guys deserve the championship just as much as I do, and I just want to say congratulations to those guys as well for putting up such a good fight. And unfortunately, there's only one guy that can get the championship, and lucky for me, that was me today. But they could have easily gotten it as well. So huge congrats to those guys as well.
Talk us through your start. P2, your rival behind you, and the start was very interesting. Monk didn't get a good start, but Ule on the softs was rapid.
Yeah. I mean, I saw him on the softs, and I just figured I would, I saw he was, right off the get-go, and coming into the first hairpin, I just, I was like, I'm on hards, he's on soft. There's no way I'm going to be faster. I'm going to lose too much time battling him to chappers. So, and I know Romeo and Mercedes, they have a title fight for the constructors, so that was why he went so aggressive. But I knew that would be either a two-stopper or he would, be suffering towards the end. So I just, I let him go, and he did wonders on those tires, man. He was fast.
World Drivers' Champion, though. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, man. I'm speechless. Thank you.
And there was a big incident in the first lap as well. There was Vlad had quite the heartbreaking race for him. Sadly, he was
yeah.
Were you
Sorry, just
happy
continue.
in some instance when you saw that lad
No,
spawn?
actually, okay. So, is there a possibility we could get the whole team up for this one? Because
Sure
I
we
know
can.
Kishul, I was sitting in VC with him, and he was like, we didn't celebrate when that happened. He was actually like, he was genuine sad he did it because he wanted this to be decided on track just as much as us. But yeah, I'll let him speak for himself on this one.
Well, your team is here. Kizil, would you like to take us through what happened, since you seem to be involved in the incident?
Yeah, I mean, as I said in the beginning before the race, I wanted to rewatch the replay of the race and be happy that I did some good defending against Vlad, but unfortunately there was like 3 guys ahead of me, and I couldn't see the breaking point, and yeah, I went into him, but I was not happy when I did it because I can't imagine how Vlad feels right now because that was I could have just braked earlier, but that was a stupid move by me.
Well, I'm sure Rosu will not be the happiest, but at least you did admit your mistake, so I'm sure he might be a bit more apologetic. But other than that, you had a very good race yourself.
Yeah, I saw
Good amount of
Devil.
fights.
I saw Devil was trying to help me with the DRS, so the Alpha stays behind me, so the Alpha doesn't overtake him. So I was just behind Devil throughout the whole race until he collided with Vlad. But I don't know what happened there. I didn't see it.
Well, quite very eventful race from all fronts today. Now, what's I don't know really what to ask you anymore.
Well,
What
drive.
are
You've
you
won. You've
going?
won the constructors. They've won the constructors.
That is
Oh
also
man,
true.
that's cash coming in. Let's go. Oh, that's awesome.
There's one other person you might have to thank though, Rasmussen.
Yeah, Housley, of course, legend. And yeah, there's dude, there's not only one. I don't know. There's a shit ton of people like Devil as well. He when I had a moment heading into the I think it was second DRS straight. I saw he was trying to defend a bit Vlad instead of trying to overtake me. So thank you to him as well. And Chappers, he didn't put up a fight. Just all these guys, man. I couldn't have done this without them, and I have so much respect for them. And I can't wait till next season when it's all equalized and all these guys have mad pace. Like it's crazy. There'll be like 10 cars on the grid capable of winning races. So I can't wait for season 5 already. I'm already looking forward to it.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations, P1 and P3 today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next would be, is Vlad here? Is Vlad here? I see his engineer is here. And
Yeah, no,
Rory's here.
he had to go.
He had to go.
Oh,
Yeah, we've already said it's goodbye to him and everything. But I mean, yeah, it was just a shame to end this way, to be honest. He was, in my opinion, you could see the times and stuff. He was, I mean,
He was rapid.
I'm sorry, but the times that he was putting in like our practice and stuff, he was gonna be pole by about 3 or 4 tenths.
Yeah.
And then he was arguably the fastest man on the track. He got taken out twice. That's two. He survived 2 assassination attempts as well, and somehow came P4. And I will guess Kizzy will get a penalty for lap 1. Even if it wasn't intentional, it's still a 5-second penalty. So yeah, he'll get a podium and stuff. It's just, yeah, it's a shame that he. I mean, fair play to Rasmussen. He drove brilliantly all season, and I know that he was saying after the race and stuff, he was a bit disappointed that all the stuff that happened in the race that affected his outcome, but he knew that no matter what, he was going to be. He knew that he did his best, and he knows that Rasmussen was on his day he was quicker than him. On Vlad's day he was quicker than Rasmussen. It was one of them had to win it, one of them had to lose. So, I mean, fair play to him. But yeah, it's just one of those like, I don't know. If just the things didn't not go his way, I think he would have won it.
Yeah. It's very bittersweet, the whole situation, because on one hand, obviously, where Rich and Rosu could win the championship, or at least be able to fight for P1, but at the same time, we do know in the back of our minds that Rosu was, I would say, inarguably even the fastest man on track. We just saw him gaining constantly after getting spun out. It just didn't affect him. He kept driving his hardest, kept driving his best. So he didn't win it, but we know he was fast, and there's some other world where he won that race and won that championship.
Well, there is next season. I'm certain Roshu will have a very good fighting chance for next season if he does opt to race again.
Very much,
But
yeah.
he showed very good, strong pace throughout the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, he had to go. So I mean, he didn't really say. He was a man of little words. Lad was, and but as much as he was a gracious winner, he was a gracious loser, and I imagine he'll have little words to say, but all of them, none of them have ever been rude or ignorant or arrogant or anything like that. He'll completely congratulate Rasmussen, and he'll just be happy that he had such a good fight and he had such a good chance of winning. And yeah, it will just motivate him more for next season.
Absolutely. And I would like to say to Rasmussen as well, it was very well deserved, that championship. It couldn't went either way, but Rasmussen's pace, it was very good as well. I saw many clean overtakes, and I just want to say congratulations to Rasmussen, and I completely understand because you didn't mean to take him out, but again, hopefully that will at least be a podium for Vlad.
Big race from both Aston Martins. Very good drive. Unfortunate to see McWilliams finishing the way he did.
Yeah.
Big shunt. His internet didn't look the strongest though. He was a little bit all over the place when that accident happened.
I mean, from his perspective, he got rear-ended. I mean, he was streaming the entire time, so on his, I mean, I did see this, see it on the stream as well. On the stream, he looked all over the place, but on his actual game, he looked fine. So we'll see. I don't think we're going to report or anything. It's the end of the season. Might as well. Just it's not going to affect him or Rosu. So yeah, I mean, I don't think we have anything else to say. I mean, just yeah, it's been a great season, and hopefully next season will be just as better.
Yeah.
We'll hope to see higher and better racing next season. Even better than it already was. But if there's nothing else you'd like to add, say we can move on to our P3 finishers. P2, sorry.
Could I say one more thing from McWilliams? Because obviously he isn't here to state that, but as he was leaving the VC after he'd been taken out, he was just telling us to let everyone know he's really enjoyed his first full season in this league, and he's hoping there'll be many more, and maybe he can fight even further towards the top end of Tier 2 next season. But that's about it, I'd say.
Oh. We hopefully...
Who made the fucking live on air thingy? Like, how badly did you spell Abu Dhabi?
I'm dyslexic.
How that can't be that bad. Surely not.
You had to point it out.
I had to point it out. We'll leave it on that. I'll let you change it. Luke. You can have enjoying the changing room.
And it's too late. It can't be seen on stream, so yeah, they didn't know until you did that.
They didn't know. All right, we'll leave you guys in peace.
Alright,
Right.
have a good one.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Alright, let's bring up P2 finisher, Chappers.
Hello.
Chappers, a solid end to your season.
Yeah, it was alright. I had a good race around Dhabi. So yeah, it was alright, I guess. I just chose the wrong strategy. That's literally it. Qualify and had loads of understeer in the final sector. Would have had about another 3/10 on top of what I already had. But yeah, congratulations, Rasmussen, and lucky to Rossi. I was actually getting excited for me and Rossi to fight because I had the battery, he had the new tires. It was going to be a good one, but sadly didn't happen.
With all that said and done, solid result again. Another 18 points.
I don't even know. I don't care really.
You must be excited for next season, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna win it.
Oh. Very confident from Chappers there.
It is what it is.
Well, you'll have to back up those claims going into next season in that case.
I honestly had an absolute scare coming through the final sector to see a Red Bull in Latifi corner. I was like, no, not like this. Not like this. But it was alright. Decent race. Not much I could do against Rasmussen, so I just let him go. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't find Rossi.
It's been a
It was
pleasure
a bit
watching.
of a boring race.
It's been a pleasure watching you race all season. We hope to see you next season as well, for season 5.
Yeah.
And is there anything else you'd like to add before?
Bobo's my daddy.
Huh?
Great. All right then. On that note,
Brilliant.
I'm gonna bring up one person from the audience. I'm gonna bring up the Alfa Romeo pairing. Hello, guys.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hey,
hello.
P8 and P9 in the end. An eventful race all round for you guys.
Yeah, that's not how we really imagined this season finale, but yeah, I really congratulate to both Matty and Vlad. They were so rapid the second half of the season that I think I will have to reevaluate my strategies before the race to prepare for it.
And Ule, a very different strategy from yourself.
I mean, a week ago I said coming to Abu Dhabi I just want to have some fun. When I got request, when I got proposition from my race engineer, he was like, "Let's do something different." I was like, "Okay, let's go," and I actually had fun. To the point where I discovered that Yas Marina had its own space program. Do you know the curb on the outside of Turn 1 in Catalonia?
Somewhat.
It might send you flying, and I discovered another one in Abu Dhabi in the worst possible moment, and I heated up my tires too much, and I couldn't just get to the grip. I extended the stint 2 laps and went for another planned pit stop, but yeah, that's what it is. And also, I would like to send my condolences to McWilliams because, yeah, just it was like he teleported into me and then instantly sent in the rightwards direction. So, yeah, couldn't do really much about it.
So, a solid performance though in the constructors as well for you guys. I'm sure your TP is going to be over the moon with that. Coming into season 5, what are you guys expecting? Big things?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, the double crown, we will be aiming for it.
And I wouldn't say that many thought that I would be just hindrance for Casper and making those fastest laps on the last race of the season. I don't think I'm that slower than Casper, so yeah. Half and 1.5 tenths beaten, so yeah, that's, what is it, 7-3, 6-4, something like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so great performance from Casper, well-deserved P3. Vlad coming out of nowhere, actually. We were focused mostly on Hasses. on Kishel and Rasmussen. Actually, I kind of forgot about Vlad after Australia, which was first race, when I had a really amazing fight with Vlad. But yeah, seeing McWilliams teleporting today, I was like, come on, let's not finish this season with another Miami, because that was just heartbreak. And on that note, I would like to thank our race engineer, because he did really great performance. He kept the spirits up. He was telling all the time that I'm actually 2 seconds faster than the guys ahead of me. So yeah, actually, if you can, bring him up here.
Hello.
This is a person we
There he
haven't
is. Hello,
brought
hello.
up. This is a person we haven't brought up for a long time.
Oh yeah. It feels strange being here again.
I mean, you couldn't write a better redemption arc for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we had some good calls today, some bad calls as well. The track is just, yeah. The track just killed us today. There's nothing else to say. We're gonna come back stronger next season, and this time I'll be around for the engineering for the whole season, not only the 3 last races.
So big things to come for you guys then.
That's what we aim for, yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
But if we're ending this stream soon, I would like to say that I think it all depends, just as you said in the briefing, if Will actually wakes up.
Thank you very much for joining us up here today. On this is going to be the final interview of today because I am exhausted after that race.
Thank you.
So thank you
you.
everyone for tuning in today for the end of the Tier 2 race. We got one more to go this Wednesday, Tier 3. It's a 3-horse race. Zervild, Bates and Hedgrow can still win this. So, the duel in the desert continues on Wednesday. That's been me, Martin.
And me, Parish.
And we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Don't you say you love me? Oh, no. Say you really want me. Tell me that you need me. Give me all your reasons for leaving, but don't you say you love me? Oh, no. Say you really want me. Tell me that you need me. Give me all your reasons for leaving, but don't you say you love me? Oh, no. Say you really want me. Tell me that you need me. Give me all your reasons for leaving, but don't you say you love me? Oh, no. Say you really want me. Tell me that you need me. Give me all your reasons for leaving, but don't you say you love me? Oh, no.